Hey dudes. Okay, so today's video is on intuition and I'm really excited about it. This is my first video that I am making, so yay! I've had a lot of requests for a YouTube channel and videos, so here I am. I will also, the past few days, it's been kind of more and more. I've had probably 4 or 5 people tell me that I should make a YouTube channel, so I kind of took that as a sign that I should. But before we begin, I did want to point out to you guys that I don't know what is going on here. I think it was earlier when I was changing my shirt or something. My braid got all messed up and I just wanted to let you guys know that that's what's going on there. But it's very apparent in the rest of the video, so if you see that, that's what it is. Now you guys are probably going to be looking at it the entire video because I've pointed it out. Also though, the other thing is that I was planning on using my camera for this video, and of course I pulled it out of my camera case, and guess who left it on for 2 months straight? So yeah, it was at 2 bars. I thought that I would have enough juice to record the video, and then the second that I hit record, it dropped down to 1, and then like a minute after, it died. So the next YouTube video, I promise, it will be with my camera and not with my phone camera. So with that, let's begin. Well, personally, I feel that intuition is kind of the first thing that you need to get down before you can really start on your like spiritual journey, which is really important, by the way. Being in a disconnect from your higher self really does put you back in life, and I know some of you are going through that right now, and you probably are feeling very frustrated just because you guys probably are wanting things so badly, and no matter how hard you try, it doesn't seem to come true. So with that, let's start. So intuition is something that someone knows from an instinctive feeling rather than a conscious reasoning. So I feel like as human beings, we kind of feel the need to make decisions based on facts, and we kind of ignore that intuition part of ourselves. So intuition is that like gut feeling. Like, I don't know how many times I've been in a situation where I've had a gut feeling to not do something, and then I do it, and then it ends terribly for me. So one thing that I found kind of interesting when I was doing my little bit of research before starting this video is that kind of when we make decisions, it's based on this like step process where it's data, info, knowledge, insight, inspiration, intuition, and then innovation. So I feel like a lot of people in general kind of go data, info, knowledge, insight, inspiration, innovation. And if that's the case, then that's probably why things are not working out for you, because you're not listening to your intuition. There's a lot of things that can block intuition, such as chakras. I know that if you guys follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, I talk a lot about chakras. I know a lot of people probably think that I'm not right in the head, but it's true. Balancing your chakras is something that definitely is a need in life, but also I feel like there's this misconception around it that once you balance and align them, like you're perfect, you're good, which is not the case, because it's something that you have to consistently work on your entire life, making sure that your chakras are aligned, they're not blocked, they're not overactive. And I think that this is one of the hardest parts for me, because just because I know so many things without like people telling me them, and I have this gift, I guess. I kind of have the tendency to let my throat chakra become overactive a lot. Yay. But yeah, so your root chakra is based on survival. It can be blocked by fear. Your sacral chakra is based on pleasure. It can be blocked by guilt. Your solar plexus is willpower, and it is blocked by shame. Your heart chakra is love, obviously, because it's your heart. And it's blocked by grief or trauma. This is one that took a lot of time to heal for me and to realign, but it's good now, and it's Gucci. Your throat chakra deals with truth, and it's blocked by lies. So whether you are surrounding yourself by people, surrounding yourself with people who lie consistently, or if you yourself lie consistently, whether it's conscious or unconscious, that is creating a block. Your third eye chakra, which deals with insight and intuition, and it is blocked by illusion. Your crown chakra, which deals with cosmic energy, so just energies and like the universal energies, planet energies, all of that. It is blocked by earthly attachments, and there are physical signs of blocks. If you guys want to know more about that, let me know, either I guess in the comments, or you can just reach out to me or DM me and tell me that that's something you guys personally would want to know more about. I have a lot of other ideas for my following videos, so depending on how many people reach out to me about the chakras, I might do that one first. If not, I'm gonna go with the other ones that I've been thinking about. Eventually I will do the chakra video though. But other things that can create blocks are things like medication. I know like antidepressants and anti-anxieties, anything that kind of messes with your headspace or your chemicals in your brain, I guess, that creates a block with intuition, just because it's the chemicals going into your brain are not your own natural chemicals. So yeah, that's something to think about. When I was younger, I was on a bunch of antidepressants, and I definitely was not myself. I felt like I was kind of jumping from one thing to another, never really following through with anything. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. It was a really tough time in my life, and I really didn't feel like I started waking up to my higher self and living in the fifth dimension. And living in, I hope you can edit this out because
I'll do it.
Okay. And living in the fifth dimension. Yeah. Anyways, so the other things that can create intuition blocks are foods. This is something that I'm very guilty of, because being a power lifter, you have to eat a lot of food, and sometimes you don't have time to cook a meal, or you're going from work to the gym and you're like, well, maybe Chick-fil-A is okay today. But then once you're eating that Chick-fil-A, you're like, oh damn, I've been eating Chick-fil-A for the past week in a row. Stuff like that, eating fast food regularly, soda, sugary foods, processed foods, fatty foods, anything like that is going to create a block in your intuition. Also affects your chakras, because it's not necessarily food that is good for your body, and in order for intuition to work properly and for you to be connected to the most higher parts of yourself, I guess, you need to be eating good. With that, it's also really important to be taking supplements, just because our bodies do work in very different weird ways. B vitamins deplete within a few hours after you wake up. If you don't supplement them, you could be feeling gross regularly. So yeah, I take B12 twice a day. and sometimes during my heavy workout days, I will take them 3 times a day because I am sweating my butt off and it'll make it deplete faster. The other interesting one is water. All water has fluoride in it, and fluoride in itself is not very good for the body. But I don't necessarily know why they add fluoride to water. Do you know?
To calcify your pineal gland. I'm just kidding. Like for your teeth and stuff.
To water?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Or it's for some health reason. There's conspiracies about it.
There you go. It's for some health reason. That's what they add it for. I think it's actually to like cleanse and purify the water, which is kind of weird.
That could be true too.
Just because water is recycled, which makes sense, but fluoride is definitely not the way to go. So to balance that out, I personally supplement turmeric probably, I don't know, 3 to 4 times a week. I don't really like the supplement pills, plus they're expensive. So I get a powder and I will put it in my like oatmeal in the morning. I know that sounds really gross, but you can't really taste it. Or I will make a smoothie and I'll throw just a tiny scoop of it in there. Life is good. Life is beautiful. So yeah, water, and also like if you drink a lot of water, that's kind of really important to do. I drink 6 to 8 of these bad boys a day, so it is a must for me.
It prevents dental diseases. There's some other reasons.
Adding fluoride to water?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my roommate just told me that adding fluoride to water helps prevent against dental diseases. That's kind of weird though, because there is fluoride in toothpastes unless you use
Yeah, they've been doing it for like 75 years, I think. And it, back in the day, I guess people didn't have as good dental hygiene, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about that, but I am choosing to leave my throat chakra aligned. So things that can help strengthen your intuition are meditation. I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions with meditation. I feel like when people think of meditation or when people suggest meditation to you, you might sit there and think, oh, I've tried that. I've tried sitting there like, yeah, and nothing happens to me, which is very fair. I had that same misconception myself. There are a lot of different ways to meditate, and figuring out those ways and what works best for you is super important. Once you can get that down, it does become easier to sit there and listen to singing bowls or white noise or whatever it may be, and just kind of free your mind, ground yourself, recenter yourself. Meditation is also beneficial for all other parts of your body, not just intuition, mental health, and there's actually been research shown that college students who meditate regularly retain more information, do better on tests, get better grades versus, and have lower stress levels too. That one's a big one, versus people and college students who don't meditate. The other thing that is really good for strengthening intuition is repetitive movements. So I don't know if this is considered a repetitive movement, but I talk with my hands a lot and it kind of helps me ground and center my thoughts when I'm talking. Aside from that though, repetitive movements is more dealing with things like art, maybe like knitting, puzzles.
Exercising.
Yeah, exercising, that could be one for sure. Well, and I thought about that too. I don't know. Let me think about that one.
Okay.
For me personally, my repetitive movements that help me ground and center my thoughts are in the morning when I wake up. I usually do my own tarot readings for the day. So I will, and it took a long time to get into this practice and really get it down too. But waking up early enough to kind of just have like 15 minutes for yourself to get your brain started. You know, for me, it's making coffee in the morning, which coffee is not really good for intuition, but I need it because I work a lot, and also I'm Costa Rican. I'm not trying to use that as cope, even though it probably is a cope, but if I don't have caffeine, I have a really bad migraine, and sometimes my migraines turn into seizures, so I'm not trying to go to the hospital, especially during a pandemic. Anyways, so yeah, just having like 15 minutes for yourself to kind of get ready for the day, and then I go into my room and I start my tarot readings, put on meditative music, put on an incense, just kind of mentally prepare myself for the day. And as I'm sitting there doing the readings that I know are going to help and guide me through the day, it also allows me to free my thoughts and kind of focus on what's important and what's not important. And whatever is important, I will write it down, and I will kind of make that my priority for the day, whether that be needing to talk to someone, needing to handle things with school or work, or just, you know, appointments in general. Remembering simple things like doing my laundry. But yeah, so repetitive movements. The other thing that I have found beneficial recently are flow arts. So if you guys don't know what those are, they are a form of art that involves like dance and music and body movements, and you can do it through things like poi, hooping, gloving, like whip dancing, I think that's what it's called. Don't really know, but yeah, flow arts are another really good one. I just started doing hooping. I'm kind of bad at it, but visualization is the other thing that is super important for getting something down and for getting it mastered. I use visualization a lot powerlifting, and visualization is one of the first steps of manifestations. If you're trying to manifest something into your life, getting visualizations down is going to be something that is going to be very beneficial for you. So when I am lifting very heavy weights, like deadlifts, which are my favorite, but also my most frustrating, I will set up at the bar and I will take a second and visualize myself lifting that really heavy weight, having perfect form, and doing X amount of sets of them. And it works for me. When I don't do that, and when I'm in a really bad headspace, though, and I have a workout, I oftentimes forget to visualize myself lifting these weights just because I am elsewhere in my mind, and it kind of slips to you. And so yeah, then I'll leave the gym and I'm like, oh man, that wasn't a good workout today. I was not visualizing. But it's okay because tomorrow's a new day and I will master these weights and sets tomorrow. So yeah. But yeah, exercise is another really important one. It helps. It also has other health benefits like lowering your risk for obesity, heart disease, diabetes. I'm pretty sure Alzheimer's too. Yeah. And just other things like that in general. It keeps you fit. It releases serotonin and what's the other one? Dopamine? Mm-hmm. Yeah, releases serotonin and dopamine in your brain, which makes you happier. And who doesn't love being happy? I don't know. I need water. Fluoride. So yeah, exercise. That's a really good one too. With the exercise though, this just came to me. Shout out to spirits. I myself was one of these people who I didn't believe in exercise, and I thought it was all kind of a joke, and mostly it just kind of stemmed from me being impatient. Libra. But exercise is very beneficial, and it has helped me grow into the person that I am today, and I'm very grateful for the people who pushed me into exercise and to be consistent with it and persistent. I think that's the same thing. But yeah, I'm really grateful for them. So if for some reason they are watching, because I actually no longer talk to them, thank you guys so much. I am very grateful for that, and I'm really happy with the progress that I've made, so thank you. But yeah, exercise, I had that misconception about it that it was kind of just all BS, and it's not. So if that's you, I really encourage you to take baby steps into exercise, whether that be walking, biking, skateboarding, rollerblading, going to the gym, doing cardio, doing some weightlifting, any form of exercise. Really, it's really good for your brain. Just practicing, I would say 15 minutes of it a day, and you'll see within the first week that it's something that you seriously are having a hard time not doing if you stop after the first week. So yeah, something to think about. The other thing with intuition is trusting your gut feeling. So like I was saying before, there was times in my life where I felt uneasy about something and I did it anyway, and then the outcome was not so good. Or there was other times where I had a really good gut feeling about something, but then kind of that self-doubt came in and I wouldn't do it, and then I would see later on that, I don't know, I would just see later on that it was a missed opportunity. And so really just trusting that gut feeling, because man, I can't remember what it is, but there is something biologically where your stomach is connected to, I think, the intuition part of your brain. And so your stomach oftentimes will feel things and make it aware to you. It's like why when you get anxious about something, a lot of people's stomach hurts, or they get nauseous, or even throw up if it's that bad. But yeah, so trusting that gut feeling, and also with that, once you can learn to trust that gut feeling, kind of just challenging it. Like if you're feeling something, or feeling like, you know, spirits are trying to relay a message to you, do it. Couldn't hurt. I mean, unless it's a bad thing, then don't do it. But challenging it, just seeing like what will happen. Like yesterday, this actually happened to me yesterday. I had a feeling that I was going to run into someone that I didn't particularly want to see, and I kind of just brushed it off as, no, you're overthinking things, you're being paranoid. Which I don't know why I did that, but I didn't trust it, and I did end up running into them, and nothing bad kind of came out of it. It's just more of like I didn't really want to be around them, just because they aren't a very positive person, and energies also play into your life and into your intuition, and they affect you whether you realize it or not. But yeah, so that's kind of what I mean by that. Also, signs, numbers are the biggest ones. You'll see repeating numbers like 222, 444, 1414, stuff like that. They are signs from your guides to telling you something. So if you see signs like that, or also the other thing is, for example, this YouTube channel. I've been thinking about it for a few months now, and people have suggested it to me, and I was kind of like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. But then within the past week, I've had 4 or 5 people tell me that I should start a channel. One of my best friends actually like sent me a bunch of messages on how to do this the other night randomly. So I really took it as a sign that I needed to do this. The other one though that will help with your intuition is your dreams. Paying attention to your dreams. A lot of people think that dreams are just subconscious thoughts, which is true. They can be, but I know there's sometimes that you will wake up after a really weird, trippy dream, and you're like, oh, that was weird, and you kind of think about it for the entire rest of the day. When you have days like that, there is a hidden message behind those dreams. So pay attention, really think about it, reflect, see what your dreams are trying to tell you, and go forward from there. And then I kind of touched on this with trusting your gut feeling. People's energies, feeling the vibes in the room, the energies in the room when you walk into a place, when you meet someone new. How do you feel when you're around them? Do you feel uneasy? Do you feel happy? Things like that is a big one too. Being around negative people will ultimately affect you negatively as well. So make sure you're paying attention to that. And if you do meet someone who doesn't have good energy or who you feel uneasy around, kind of take that as a sign to just be cautious with them, because it never fails that someone that you felt uneasy about in the beginning, they just won't be good for your life. But yeah, my favorite thing though for doing that is when I do meet new people, I do one of 2 things. I will sit back and observe them before I even talk to them, which I feel like is kind of a weird thing to do, but can't help it. That's just who I am. I'm feeling out their energies, and I kind of proceed with what I gather from my intuition. Or the other thing that I like to do too, especially in job interviews, meeting someone new, whether that be like a trainer or a mentor or I don't know, a friend of a friend, I like to shake their hand, because touching skin and palms with someone, your palms are one of your parts of your body that transmits a lot of energy. So when you touch palms with someone, you can actually feel their energies. So yeah, but that one kind of comes with time, with furthering your intuition and grounding it more. So if you try that and it doesn't work, don't give up. It'll come to you. But by connecting with your intuition and really having faith in yourself and trusting yourself, it connects you with your guides. So I know I've already mentioned guides a few times in this video. Guides are whatever, like angels, if that's what you believe in or want to call them, spirit guides, ancestors, yeah, just things like that. I personally go with guides. I'm just gonna leave it there. I personally go with guides. But once you master the intuition and your guides start talking to you, and making themselves like known to you, don't freak out, because weird shit's gonna happen. Weird shit happens to me on the daily, and I've kind of gotten to a point where it's just normal for me, whereas like I'm sure my roommate, the first few weeks that I lived here, weird shit would happen and she would kind of be like, oh my god, what's going on? But yeah, so trusting your intuition, really learning to connect with your intuition, grounding it, all of these things are going to bring you into the next step to becoming the best self you can be and connecting with your higher self. and eventually, hopefully, waking up one day in the 5th dimension and not living in the 3rd dimension anymore. So with that, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you learned something from it. The last thing I want to say is that when I was thinking about what video to start off with today, I kind of felt like unsure about making a video on intuition, just because for me intuition is kind of a known. So if that's you, then I hope maybe you learned some more things about intuition that can help you. But if that isn't you, I hope that you learned a lot from this video, and I hope that you can take the advice that I've given you and start working it into your life so that you can become the best self that you are meant to be. But yeah, so I have a lot of other ideas for my next video. I might do a poll on them, but also if chakras is a video that you would like to see next, let me know. There is incense smoke coming in here. I don't know if it's been coming in here the entire video. If it has and I haven't noticed until just now, that's what it is. Don't freak out. But yeah, let me know if you want to know more about the chakras, because chakras are where it's at, baby. But yeah. Okay, well, our food is here, so I'm gonna go eat now. Peace out. Love you guys. Wait, one more thing before I go. I just remembered. Okay, the other thing that helps with your intuition is love. So if you are spreading love and positivity into the world, you are going to have more of a connect with your intuition, rather than if you are spreading negativity or just live in a negative headspace most of the time. And believe you me that I do know what that is like, and I feel like it is very easy for people to kind of just live in a bad headspace 99% of the time, because especially right now, like, our world sucks. But you also have the choice to let it affect you every single day or not, and just kind of accept that this is where we're at right now, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it other than be the best you can be, help people when they need help, spread love and positive words and affirmations rather than hate or disgust or negative words or affirmations. Yeah, so that's the other really big important thing about it, because what you speak becomes true. Your brain believes what you say and what you think, and especially when you're thinking and talking about yourself, if you're like, oh, I hate myself, oh, I'm so fat, oh, my nose is too big, your brain's gonna believe that. Why would you do that to yourself, man? So yeah, love and positive affirmations are where it's at. All right, I'm gonna go eat. Peace out. Have a good day. I hope that this helped you. And comment, what is it?
Comment and subscribe.
Okay, like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.